Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. 29 meters, just found out my wife, 28F, is being paid to masturbate on Zoom by one of her fitness clients. She's begging me to forgive her and she made a huge mistake. I'm so lost. So before 7 a.m. this morning I thought I had a perfect life. I have a gorgeous, intelligent, hard-working wife, a beautiful 1-year-old daughter. We have all been so lucky in the last year that forced us to reprioritize, and I thought we were better off for it. My wife got laid off from her corporate job last year and she started off just doing very low-quality home workouts on YouTube, which started to get a slow following. The videos got much better, and out of the blue a nationwide gym chain took notice and got in touch to ask if she'd like to host some online classes for them. She said yes, and before we knew it, with the combination of YouTube and the gym, she was making 75% of her corporate salary working 15 hours a week and basically being a ZAM, what she's always wanted to do. Her being able to focus on our daughter meant I could accept a more challenging position at work, and overnight my salary nearly doubled and we were doing awesome. Last month I decided to finally get started on our taxes and noticed that she had about $3,000 in PayPal payments that didn't have any notes or anything. I asked her what that was about and she said the gym was trying out a new payment system and she was part of the beta test. I said no matter what, we needed to pay stubs for taxes. She said she would see how they meant to handle that. I honestly let it slip when the IRS extended taxes by a month. I decided I needed to do taxes for real this weekend and noticed again that she had about $7,000 more from this same PayPal address. Its name is like Fitness Executives Limited, so didn't raise any flags, but I also noticed her paychecks are being deposited to our checking account. I asked her if she had the pay stubs from the PayPal payments and she got insanely defensive and basically said it was none of my business where her money is coming from. I tried to calmly tell her that it is my business and we need to report $10,000 in income or we are going to be in serious trouble. She accused me of always being a controlling asshole, with her reaction going from 0 to 500 miles per hour in 1 second. I decided now was not the time to talk about it. She took our daughter to her mom's house and told me she'd be back when I wasn't being such an asshole. She wasn't home at like 10, so I called her mom to see if she was there. Her mom said she told her we'd had a fight and she was checking into a hotel room and Shyla was spending the night there. I asked her if she knew what was going on and if I needed to come pick up Shyla. Her mom said no, but the wife was in near hysterics saying that she'd never messed up this bad, but Shyla was asleep and fine. So I called my wife but her phone was off, so I tried to chill as best I could. At like 6 a.m. she came in the door and said we really need to talk. She confessed stuff I never went to repeat, but the short version of the story is that one of her regulars in the online fitness class is a well-off widower and my wife reminds him of his wife. They started off staying in the fitness room talking, but slowly he started hosting private Zoom meetings, not Zoom but just using that, since everyone knows what I mean. He started sending her PayPal money for her time, but over the sessions his requests became more and more sexual and the money just kept going up. She says before she even knew what was happening she was basically having video sex with him and being paid for it. I feel like my life is shattered. I see her sitting in the next room as I type this and she looks like a stranger. She's begging me to forgive her and says the situation just got away from her. She says she understands this is cheating but it never got physical, and she rationalized that was better than being physical. I'm so lost, I don't even know what to ask her. What do I tell her? What do I demand of her? Can we go on? I'm so lost, I need some way to gather my thoughts. What do you guys think about all the above? You don't need pay stubs, just add $3,000 to the Schedule C part of the taxes. Good lord, this was the hardest laugh. I feel so much for op. How dare you come in here with such a backbreakingly good joke. Obviously going in the wrong direction, but it drives me nuts when people insist on getting completely unnecessary 1099s. If you clean the house of an older couple or do a little work for an individual, you do not need to hound them for a $1,099 to report on your own tax return. Agreed, but PayPal is not your friend when it comes to underreporting income. Cash is still king. I'm not talking about tax avoidance. I'm talking about people who are putting the $700 they got from a neighbor or Craigslist, and insist that they need a piece of paper in order to write that number on their tax return. If she was getting paid by an actual business as a business in excess of $600, this sounds like a legit $1,099. This is the right answer, which was probably the assumption Op was working under. A little practical advice thrown in with the relationship advice. Nice lol. I still want to know what drugs they were on when they thought of Shyla. I'm a wee ashamed. As I was reading through, I thought it said Chrysler multiple times and I had to keep rereading it to make sure I wasn't going insane. Op, I know this is fresh and your emotions are raw, but take a step back from this as soon as you can and recognize that this is not okay. The only reason she confessed is because she was found out. She knew what she was doing. Search your heart and be honest with yourself if you can forgive, get and move forward. Define what moving forward looks like and if she is on the same plan as you. If you can't confidently check off those boxes, put your big boy pants on and move on quickly. I will get downvoted for this, and I accept that. I have been in a different situation, not sexual, where things slowly escalated and I didn't realize they had crossed my own boundaries until I was confronted about it by someone else. At that point, I was very confused and got defensive and wanted to run away because I couldn't understand how this had happened. I am in no way excusing what she did. I am saying that what she said may have been legit, in that cognitive dissonance is a ducking bitch to deal with. She still needs to own up to it and go to major couples counseling as well as individual counseling. This story is so weird and so painfully deck what to think for Op. Update, I found out my 29 meters wife, 28F, was being paid to masturbate on Zoom with one of her fitness clients. For the TL doctor, while doing my taxes, I found out my wife had been paid about $3,000 in 2020, and $7,000 in 2021, in PayPal payments that she couldn't account for with pay stubs. She got furious at me for being controlling and left with our daughter. She came back the next morning and confessed that a wealthy client had been paying her to Zoom and have virtual sex with him. The thread happened so fast I didn't even get to participate. We basically had an absolutely silent Sunday after she confessed to everything because I honestly didn't know what to say to her. So much of what bothered me is that I now knew her price on what it would take to ruin our family. And it was this guy paying $500 an hour for Zoom sex. It seemed so low. I know that sounds sick, but it was my thinking in the moment. She cried the whole day, and I mean the entire day. I thought she was going to become sick. She cried so much. The only thing we said to each other was whether or not we leave our daughter with her mom or bring her home. I said I wanted to see her. So we drove silent over to her mom's house and picked up our 1-year-old. We both tried to put on a happy face for our daughter, but even at 1, she knew there was tension in the air. I slept in our guest room, but Monday I wanted answers. I tried to be calm, but I said she owed me some explanations. I'm going to be sick typing this out, but this is her side of the story. The guy is in his 70s, very lonely, and my wife reminds him of his wife who passed away 2 years ago. He lives in the Chicago area, we don't, and they started talking over the fitness room chat. That turned into keeping the classes going for private talk where they got to know each other. They then met on another chat service and the conversations just got more and more intimate and then sexual, then basically virtual sex. He insisted on paying her, but there was never an agreed upon amount. But when the first PayPal was $500, she decided it was easy money and would help make up for losing her job. I asked her what about me and what about our daughter. She said our daughter was always at her mom's house, as usual when she would teach her classes, and she said she was able to rationalize that he was older, virtual, and she would still never cheat on me in real life. I asked her if she knew what sounded like. She said no. I said it was rationalizing her cheating. She said she knew, but she will always see this as different because there was nothing physical. I asked to see her phone to see messages between them. They used Signal, and all were there. He was very nice and most of his messages were, "Can you confirm the PayPal went through?" her saying yes. So most of the talking was done via the chat room. I asked her if this made her feel like a prostitute, and she said she tried not to think about it. I said I felt like she was a prostitute, and she started crying, and then I felt really bad. We gave it a break and talked later, and basically I told her I could probably get past this in time, but she has to cut it off with this guy. She asked how I wanted her to do it, and I said that was up to her. She said she would signal him first, then have the gym remove him from her class. I said I don't know what I wanted from her, but she has to be available for anything, like therapy, talking to a pastor, each of us getting individual therapy, separation, exploring options with lawyers. She agreed. Nothing is fixed and we have a long road ahead of us. Now for those of you who chose to make fun of me, my wife and my daughter for our choice of name, which I won't repeat, what is wrong with you? You make fun of me for that, as I'm going through the barest thing I've ever been through? You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why Reddit has such a toxic reputation. I love her name, and when I see her blue eyes and blonde hair I know we made the right choice. Some of you need to explore your life and see why you would say such things when someone is clearly vulnerable. Shame on you. I asked for help and had to read that. Cybersex on Zoom? I'd also be worried about the client secretly recording their sessions. After getting through this, the last thing you want is for someone else letting you know they found 30 videos of your wife on the internet. Good luck, and I hope all works out in the end. Exactly what I thought. He might have recorded it and uploaded it on the web. Can also be used as blackmail. If he's really 70, I'm not sure he would have the know-how, hopefully. So she had cybersex with him and then he paid her after? But they had no agreement of payment before? So she cheated on you first, then saw the opportunity to continue it and get paid. An emotional affair is still an affair, and her thin justifications aren't enough to save your relationship. Don't feel pressure to rug sweep now, cause it's too much to keep thinking about. Get some time away and call your support system to discuss this. Don't rush to a decision about leaving or staying. I would completely understand if you wanted to leave. If you choose to, do your absolute best to leave on a good term with her so that you get to be a big part of your child's life. Should you decide to stay, you'd be wise to have her go above and beyond to earn your respect for her. The reason she drifted into this is because she has a clear lack of moral judgments. Neither of these choices are good, but that's the reality she put you in. Best of luck. Don't forget the first post where he went after the wife for the truth and she got defensive, angry, lied and yelled at Op, took the daughter and left for a hotel. Op has legit no self-respect. But the decision is his, we warned him. But why? Has she told you why she did what she did? Why did she start having a virtual sexual relationship with a 70-year customer? Why was she accepting payments? Why? Virtual or not, she was masturbating on the video for another man behind her husband's back. Why? No, I don't have answers to any of that yet, but it's part of our HR process. The attention, sexual excitement. To get off with another dude. That's why she did it. You don't need a complex rationalization for the simple and most obvious reason. This guy turned her into his sugar baby and she was enjoying it. This guy was seducing her and she was enjoying being sexually desired and seduced. She crossed one boundary, then another, and then decided to go all the way and then hide and keep doing it. She only stopped because she got caught. This could have become a whole new lifestyle to her. This is no longer the wife you thought you knew. This is the real person you're seeing for the first time. This is the person she'll now be to you for the rest of your life. Get your DNA test for the kid and your STD test. This might not be her first rodeo, just the first one with a trail for her to get caught. She wasn't asking for money to do it at first, so the money thing may not have been something she thought out in advance. Sounds like she was quite happy to do it for free. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.